Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiana, and I have been talking about doing a vlog for a very, very long time. But unbeknownst to my family and my closest friends, which I don't even call friends, they're family too, I'm very, very shy. So, what I decided to do, being as though today we got sent into the shutdown again, is to really open up and talk about a lot of my life experiences and also just life altogether, because it's real. Especially if you're a single mother, if you're not a single mother, if you're married, if you're a man, whatever, it's rough for everybody right now. And I just want everyone to know before I get started that we got to hang in there, we have to stay together, we have to stick together, and we have to make sure that we come above this, because one thing as people is we always adapt to change. Change may not always be good, but it's necessary. So, what I want to start with is just a little background on myself and exactly who I am. My name is Tiana, as I stated. I am a single mother of 4, recently single. So I can, go into a little bit about my heartbreak, but we're not going to go too much into it because I'm here. I'm still here. But, and I said a lot of the conversation that I'll be having on here is about the fact that I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim. I've never been a victim to any of my situations or anything that I've went through in life. I survived it. I came out on top, and I'm still fighting to this day. So don't think just because, hey, you went through something and you felt good one day and then you feel down the next, something's wrong. No, that's normal. That is normal. You go through things and then you just feel strong in a moment, and you just feel bigger than the situation, and then easily something can trip you and take you back into that train of thought that you were, to where things were not okay. But no matter what, they will be okay. It's just all about getting there. So I'll start with a little background about myself. I am, as I stated, a single mother. I have 4 children. My first 2 children I gave birth to when I was 16 years old, and they're twins. They're girls, but they are everything that I could have ever imagined. They would be everything that everybody counted us out to be. So number one, having children when I was younger, I wasn't going to be nothing. They weren't going to amount to anything. They were going to be single mothers, and they're 17 this month, and they are college bound. They are scholar students, and I'm very, very proud of them. My youngest daughter, she is 11, and she has the same father as my daughters, which I had a divorce with over 12 years ago. And then I have my son, who's 6, little sunshine. Me and his father was together for 9 years. We were engaged, and then we broke up. Those would be the biggest situations that I can say that I took from me being a survivor, because I went through so much with those. With doing this vlog, one thing I wanted people to take from it was just to get to know exactly how it is for a person that grows up in a very different situation than what you see normally on TV, and people who have life great, because I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I grew up in, as you would call it, the hood in Pennsylvania. Growing up in the hood, of course it was rough. And everybody has a war story, and I don't have any war stories that I want to share by no parts. But at the same time, it built me to be a different woman. It made me a stronger woman. A lot of people may shun down on, growing up in the hood and what you can become and what you are. But I can tell you that everyone that I've grown up with that came from the hood, we're all awesome people. We have good hearts. We have good spirits. We're not all just out here trying to commit crimes and trying to just beat the next one to get ahead. Like, no, the normal of us, we actually work, and we work hard. We work hard to make sure that our children gonna experience what we experienced, and then the same way our parents made sure that we didn't experience what they experienced. So I just feel like, one thing I want to do with this vlog is even touch on everyday basis of everything that's going on in life. Like I said, we're going into the shutdown, and this is very, very hard for a lot of people. Not just people who are out of work, or which that is very, very hard. That right there is something that I'm glad I did not have to experience during the shutdown, because I was gifted the blessing to be able to work from home. But there's more to it than just that. We're stuck in these houses with kids, with partners we don't want to be with, or that we do want to be with, and we just can't figure it out. We just can't we can't understand what's going on right now. But you're not alone. Everyone is going through the same thing you're going through. Yes, it hurts, it's hard, but we're going to make it. So I'm going to get into a little bit more about myself. That way you all can, like I said, get an understanding of me and who I am. And again, I am a little shy, so if I stutter, you know that I'm being real. So, starting with, like I said, being, with me being married. I got married at 19 years old, and I did it for the wrong reasons, but I thought it was with the right person. So I held on to that for a very long time, and I gave that relationship 10 years of my life, and marriage was 5 years. And once he got sentenced to prison for 8 to 10 years while I was pregnant with our youngest daughter, that was the most detrimental feeling that I ever felt in my life. And at the same time of him getting sentenced to 8 to 10 years, my mom died a month prior to that, and all in the midst of me being 24 years old with 2 kids and 1 on the way. So I was able to move from that and actually, really focus on my kids and everything that we had to do in order for us to be better. And even with me giving birth to my youngest daughter by myself, which my mom was always there for everything for me. So it was very, very hard to not have my husband and my mother. But again, I made it out. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I made it. My 11-year-old, she is awesome. She's a scholar student. She, it's just, life is great for me as far as with my children. But one thing that, I understand with people is the grieving of a parent is different. Grieving a parent is something that does not get easier. It's not easy. You can't say, hey, one day you'll wake up and you'll just feel better, because that's not true. There's always going to be just something in your daily life that's just going to remind you of that parent. Just even when they pick up the phone and talk, it's hard. So, like I said, there's just certain things I want to touch on within my blog, and I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly who I am and where I'm coming from. Me and my son's father got together right after I divorced my ex-husband, and we were together for 9 years. So I was with 2 men for 19 years, and it didn't work with either of them. So I can smile today and laugh about it, because I know that it was a blessing that God brought me out of those situations, because it wasn't for me. I've been physically abused, emotionally abused, mentally abused, and I just knew I was not going to be a victim to those circumstances. I just knew that I was going to be something bigger, and I was meant to do something bigger, and I could never put my finger on what exactly I was supposed to do bigger. And in all honesty, I'm still figuring out exactly what I'm supposed to do that's bigger than me. But one thing I do know is that I'm supposed to reach people, and that was something that was prophesied into my life when I was very, very young by my pastor. And the biggest thing that I really want to touch on also is mental health, and just like I said, life in general, not just as a woman. I have a lot of brothers, so I understand it from a man's point of view and how men feel, and like I said, again, growing up in the hood is different. So with the mental health, I started to experience that this year in 2020 with the first shutdown. and I had no idea why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Things just didn't feel right. I was going through something. I'm like, this is crazy. So I just, kept telling myself, like, brush it off. It's just, what you're feeling. But I had no idea I was actually dealing with a mental health crisis. And the worst part about mental health crisis is that the people around you don't identify that you're going through a mental health crisis. They may see it as, you're just going through something. That's the best line. Like I feel that people use is, you're just going through something. No, it's not. If you don't feel right and you feel like something is wrong, speak up. Tell somebody. Tell anybody. Somebody will listen. Speak up. Because had I had listened to myself and the thoughts that I had in my mind, I wouldn't have found myself in a mental hospital for 3 days, not seeing my kids because I tried to overdose on multiple pills. So when I say that there are a lot of points that I want to touch on, people who are physically abused. Everybody physically abused is not a woman. I know men who have been physically abused, mentally abused, verbally abused. No abuse in no form is okay. Man or woman. And for men, it's taken so lightly because it's like, how do you let a woman hit you? First of all, I'm a big frame woman. I can do something to somebody. So it's not about the sex or the race or anything like that. This is reality, and this is what people are really going through. And you see so many stories of women who have even put PFAs on, or men who have put PFAs on people, and they're still ending up hurt and abused and bullied, and it's not okay. And it starts as a child. It's those same people who picked on people as a kid, or who was picked on as a kid. You've been picked on all your life, and then now all you are at home with your significant other, and now you feel like it's okay for you to treat them the way that people treated you growing up. It's not. And it's really a subconscious thing to even think that anything like that is okay. But another factor I wanted to touch base on also within my vlog is everyday life, as I stated. I am a working mother. I work from home, blessings to God, but I'm also a teacher. That is rough, but I'm making it happen. I'm a survivor. I started out this journey with my significant other, and me and him actually doing this together as far as this lockdown. And then next thing I know, I looked up and I was by myself, and I was like, I don't even know how to go forward. I don't even know what to do. I was already upset and hurt and lonely, being in a house every day, and then to really be here by myself. Let me tell you something. God will remove people just to show you exactly how strong you are. Exactly how strong you are. And I'm going to be honest too. You be very, very careful what you wish for, because certain things that you wish for, you don't expect them to come 10 times fold. We wish, God, show me if this person's for me, and God will show you. We'll ask God, I want a better job. Okay, all right. But the way to the job may not be as easy as it was on your first job. And my mom always taught me, God will never bless us with anything else if we can't take care of the small. If God will never bless us with bigger things if we can't take care of the smaller things. So I've always carried that in my life. But like I said, I just wanted to give you all a little introduction into exactly who I am. I do have a lot of topics that I want to touch on. I want to open up a door to be to keep the communication lines open to anyone who needs support, who needs help, who's lonely, who just needs a friend, who needs a sister. I mean, people are going through, people are losing family members, and not by death. I mean, this is a rough time. We've got family members who are not talking to each other. You have family members who are just not even acknowledging, that people are alive. And this is a hard time. This is rough. So please stay tuned. Like I said, I just wanted to give you just a little bit of touch and base. This is my first vlog video. I'm sorry if I sound like I was all over the place, but I am definitely coming from a good place in my heart and just wanting people to understand exactly who I am, just for my introduction of that. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please come back. Our next topic will be hot, but I'm not going to leak what it is yet. We'll talk about that soon. So make sure you tune in. I just want to say thank you.